wanted to talk to you guys about wearing Lolita as a wedding dress. I don't know how many of you guys have seen my very similar video about wearing Lolita to prom. I should probably remake that since it's such an old, kind of cringy video. Maybe when it gets closer to prom season I'll do that. Long story short, I did not wear Lolita as my wedding dress. A lot of people asked if I was going to, a lot of people assumed that I would, and even I myself had contemplated it. I have post-its, yay, how professional of me, of I think are kind of like the 4 key, like, why you would or wouldn't want to wear Lolita as a wedding dress. And the first one I think is cost. Because, I mean, pros and cons of doing it or not, most cases wearing Lolita is going to be significantly cheaper. Now, granted, of course, you can wear whatever you want as a wedding dress, and you don't have to go for the traditional boutique designer, you know, several $1,000s thing, which is what I ultimately ended up doing. I spent about $3,500 on my wedding dress before alterations. But, of course, you can always find cheaper wedding gowns, and of course you can go the other direction and buy like Lolita wedding dresses, which Baby, Starshine Bright, and Elle Press, and several other like Taobao brands, and very occasionally Angelic Pretty come out with outrageous several $1,000s worth of lace, and as a whole, Lolita will generally be cheaper. But cost shouldn't be the only thing you're thinking about. It's supposed to be a one-in-a-lifetime thing, or some kind of wedding industry propaganda, blah blah blah. The second thing though is wearability. Now this one is kind of what made me go $3,000 for a dress that I'm only gonna wear once. Wearing Lolita as a wedding dress, which means most likely you will be able to wear that over and over again. You get more bang for your buck that way. So that's definitely like a plus, but on the other hand, I don't know. Everyone has their own opinions and their own needs, and this is by no way a video telling you you should or should not do it. I'm just laying my experience and my thought processes. So wearability is definitely a plus for the Lolita side, but hey. The third thing is, I don't know, my little note says forever, because I don't know a better like category to put this thought in, but something to consider is you don't want to be 80 years old and going, oh god, what did I think? I mean, being real, my mother's marriage did not last, but nevertheless, whether it had or hadn't, to this day she is like, what was I thinking when she had her 80s big poof tool thing, and just, I don't know. In my opinion, it's always really good to think about, in the long term, are you going to regret? Are you going to think it was a hideous choice? And no, I'm not saying Lolita's a hideous choice, and I'm not saying it's a phase. It is for some people who like to jump around fashions, and believe me, as somebody who, this is literally the longest I've ever stuck with a hobby. I've been in this for going on 10 years now. So believe me, I know it's not a phase, it's not a, you know, but it's just something to keep in mind if you are the type of person like I am who loves this fashion, but might look back on it and be like, you know, I wish I had a more timeless, like, traditional thing. Again, everyone's different, but just think about it. Just think about it, because it's a big decision. And the last thing that I think everyone should consider if they're going to do it again, and I did too, is kind of the feel for your wedding. Because some people like really casual, hey, let's just go to the courthouse, let's have a barbecue, invite our closest friends type of thing, and it's super casual, and hey, then that means cost and wearability and all those other factors are super important, because you just want something casual and fun. You don't need all the stuffy corsets and $1,000 wedding cake, blah blah blah. I had a much more formal, traditional wedding, and I really wanted it to have a vintage Victorian 50s feel. I don't know, that doesn't sound like, it sounds terrible, horrible. But looking at these pictures, if you watch The Crown from Netflix, that is exactly what I'm talking about. Think of her wedding and her coronation. That's the feel I went for, and Lolita just doesn't really fit that. Is you really need to think about the feel, like the tone, the theme, because if Lolita is significantly cheaper, but you want like a boho beach wedding in August, yeah, it's not gonna fit. No matter how cheap it is, Lolita's not gonna fit. I am just rambling now, so I'm going to just stop here and just a quick recap. I think there are 4 things that you should think about when you're considering wearing Lolita to your wedding day is cost, whether you want something more cost effective or, you know, hey, you only have this day once, go ahead and splurge. And the second thing is wearability. Do you want something where you get your money's worth, you can wear it over and over again with your normal coordinates? Or do you not care? Is that not important to you? You just want to have something special the one day you get to wear a giant poofy ball gown with a giant train, you know, that you can't wear again, and that's what makes it special. The foreverness of the item, if you are the type of person who wants to just capture who they are in essence in that moment, or if you are the type of person who wants to pick something safer and more traditional, more typical of a wedding dress, you know, there are different types of people. And the last thing, 4th thing, is how you want your wedding to feel. If you want something where Lolita makes sense, if it's more casual or more rococo or more, enter adjectives here, or if what you and your future spouse are wanting it to be much more of a traditional feel, in which case Lolita's not gonna fit. It's not really gonna work. It'll kind of just not mesh with what you guys want. Everyone is different. Everyone has different needs, different budgets, different tastes, different dreams of what their wedding day is gonna be, or not. Some people just don't care. And that's fine too. But I just think those are 4 things that you really need to think about if you're gonna do this. And last but not least, one big thing, surprisingly, funnily enough, big thing that made me not choose to wear Lolita on my wedding day was when I was 15 years old, watching Say Yes to the Dress with my mother. She said, "You are not wearing Lolita to your wedding day." Love you, Mom. I know you were half joking, sort of. So that's it. I just gotta get that out there. I want to help people because every spring, summer, there's tons of things on Ruffle Chat and Big Sisters of Lolita fashion groups on Facebook asking people about wearing Lolita to their wedding. And sometimes it's a good idea, sometimes it's not. It really just depends on you and your partner and your needs and vision. So, if you do, I would love to see pictures though. Please send them to me because Lolita wedding dresses are really cute and amazing. So yeah. But I will see you guys next time. Bye!